Welcome to Real Lifeish Friends podcast. This is one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I am Meela.
Yes, welcome to episode number 37 of Real Lifeish Friends podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I'm Meela. Hello, people.
We have a great show for you tonight. And if you wonder why I have on the Nashville Predator shirt, it's because NHL season is here. Well, the preseason is here. And so I just have to represent for my Nashville Predators because they're like totally awesome.
They
Like
are
totally right on.
awesome.
Yes.
And I did see a lot of signs. You know how they had those little yard signs on my way to
No.
work. They had them in front of. Oh, I can't think of that place. It's on Charlotte, but anyway, they had a whole bunch
Because
of.
one of their practice ice
Oh
rinks is
yeah,
going up
it's
down there. Yeah.
yeah around the corner. But
Okay.
I didn't see them up here. You know what? I wonder if I can go there and get a sign.
Are you still in it?
No, I'm gonna ask the people for
Oh,
it.
okay. Because I was like, you like, I want again. I gotta get a
I
sign.
don't
I'm
want.
like, if
Let me tell you
you can
something. I
ask.
don't want to go to jail for
Because I was
stealing
like,
a
don't be going
yard
to the
sign.
clink clink for a sign, okay? Don't do
Nope,
that.
no, that would
Don't
not be the
do
case,
that.
little shucks. No.
But I hope you all are having a great start to your week. We have a fantastic lineup for you. And Meela has the question of the day. The question of the episode. So for episode number 37, Meela, what is the question?
The question for today is, do you think people share too much on social media? That can be uh IG, that can be TikTok, it can be Facebook. Do people still use the Snap in the chat? Or did that
Oh
go
yeah, I
away?
use the Snap in the chat. I use it.
Okay.
People, you can make money on the Snap in the chat.
Okay. So do you think people
I
put too much? Do they share too much on there?
Some people do. But I think some people are naturally oversharers. And
Mm.
so it just transfers from like real life to like social media life. Like there's people that want to tell us everything. Like they want to tell you that they had explosive diarrhea. We don't want to know that, but they will tell you that. But it just turns into like social media. They're like, Facebook says what's on your mind, all of these things, like what are your thoughts? And they're willing to give it to you. So I think naturally for people that are oversharers, yes. For people that are not oversharers, I don't think it transfers over like that much.
Mm.
Like I'm on the platforms,
Mm-hmm.
but I I just tell people I'm in Middle Tennessee and I leave it at that.
But this and the reason I asked that is because, of course, it'll segue into the show that we're going to talk about. But also, too, I just feel like when people get on there, I feel like sometimes they're attention seeking or they're seeking validation for things or they're bragging when it's really nothing really to be bragging about. And then also, too, I
Yeah.
see where people like to post if they went on vacations. I'm always the type like, I'm gonna post when I get back because I don't want you to know
Yeah.
because at this time I'm leaving that opportunity for you to just come and steal with the piece of shit I got. So I don't want that. But
Like
again,
Sonny, they can take him. Just saying. He ain't gonna be missed by me. Go ahead.
because I want to get to heaven
I'll
and
go.
see my mama. Leave that right there. But I do believe though that some people do have a tendency to just overshare. Like you said, you're on there, but it's not like you're on there excessively. Like you know how to balance it out. There are some people that I feel do not know how to balance it out, and every little thing has to be posted. Because I feel like if you're posting at least once every hour, you need something to do because it's not
But
necessary.
you can I will say that you can actually set up several posts that you may not even be on it every hour, but you can actually set it up that it's posting every hour
Now,
for
I
you.
believe some of these
You can
folks
like
is on it.
comment. Yeah, of course some of them are, but I do think that some of them are seeking attention. But I think also that some people are just naturally oversharers and things like that.
Mhm.
Even this podcast, you only see this back. You don't see anything else. When I record on my TikToks, you see the background of trees or you see the background of a door. Like I'm either in my car in a non-disclosed location that you can't see anything. Like there's not gonna be any signs because people, I watched the person on TikTok that you tell them, show them a picture, and they'll be able to like pinpoint where you're at. Baby, there's nothing for you to see for you to pinpoint where I'm at,
Right,
unless you
right,
can understand what a white door is. That's it. Like, so I'm very cautious
right.
because I am always thinking far in way far in advance. And so I don't want to get into a situation where somebody automatically knows where I'm at. Because let me tell you this, because I have told people this myself, and people are like, how do you know this? I know based on the hotel room floor, the hotel room door, which brand you're in.
Really?
I can know if you're in a Hilton, you're in a Holiday Inn, or you in a Marriott. Now I don't know the rest of them other ones, and I can also sometimes tell you which Marriott you at. I can be like, you at a Westin right now. You at the Westin, ain't you? And people be like, how would you know that? I know things like that, and if I know things like that, I know other people know things like that. So
That's
therefore,
interesting. Because I couldn't
yeah.
tell you what a hotel door looked like from the Marriott to the Hilton. I couldn't tell
But like
you.
the door floor combination should be able to tell you everything.
You know?
Cause I even know like a certain brand of Marriott, I know what their bathroom is gonna look like. Cause all of their bathrooms look like that for the most part.
Hmm.
I know what the bathroom is gonna look like. So if I see a certain bathroom, I'm like, that's such and such brand. Now I won't tell you which one is which and all that stuff unless I know you or something like that. I'm not just going to somebody saying to be like, "Oh, you're at the Marriott on West End, West End." I'm not
Right.
telling you anything like that, but I know that, and if I know weird things like that, then I'm quite sure other people do too. So
There are other people that are a little bit more
advanced than I am.
in your detective skills. That is correct.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think I'm pretty good, but I know people that are better because they might even be able to tell you what flow. I'm not going to be able to tell you. Like, I can just tell you the basic. I can tell you Marriott, Hilton, or Holiday Inn.
Hmm.
That's what I can tell you.
Okay. I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
And like I
But
said, sometimes I might be able to tell you the brand within that brand, but I'm not going to be able to tell you, be like, you on the 17th floor. I'm never going to know that. I'm never going to know that unless I gain some more skills in life. I'm not gonna know that. Yeah, but I'm very careful and cautious because what if I do become, this podcast, not off or my TikToks or whatever social media platform or whatever I do in my life.
mhm,
If it pops off, I don't want it to be like, oh, let me go back to this person, post from 15 years ago and I know where that person is at. First of all, I probably won't be in the same place. So I'm just gonna be for real. I
right.
probably won't be in the same townhouse, but at the same time, I'm not gonna dare have you being able to look up where I'm at. And I
Makes
try not to
sense.
give too many clues as well, because a lot of people give clues, but that's another topic. Go ahead, because that's another topic.
You
That's a
got
soapbox that that's a soapbox that I feel, and I was about to get ready to tell some
you
business that I shouldn't be telling. That's all I'm
right.
gonna say. I was
Thank
about
you
to
for
tell something I shouldn't be telling. I
willing
was
it
about to
in,
tell some.
LaShoes. So
Hmm.
that was the question I asked because of the show that Kimberly and I watched over the weekend, yesterday, and I finished it the final episode today. So it was the Kim Kardashian Heist. I hope I got the title of it right. Yes, Kim
And
Kardashian.
bef- and before we go any further with this, never mind. I won't say it. I won't say it. You know what I want to say, but I won't say it. Go ahead.
You want to go on, LaShugs? Go and say it. Go.
It's in subtitles because they're all speaking French. And I don't like that.
Not everybody. Now some of them is English is a little chirpy. Some of it is a little choppy. But so it's on HBO Max. And so if you remember, what was this? Might have been 2016,
Yeah, it was
17,
2016. Yeah,
16.
it was 2016.
Okay, when Miss Kardashian West at the time was over in Paris for Fashion Week. And so she was on the Snap and the chat and was like, I get this was the height, I guess, maybe when people were really, really telling what they were doing and where they were going and yada, 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 and just kind of flaunting everything. Well, Miss
Plus, they said this was I'm sorry, they were saying that this was Kendall's first high fashion,
Runway,
like, event, runway event. Yes, yes.
mhm,
So
yeah,
it was like it was a big thing. Keep
big
in
thing
mind,
for
they
her.
also held the TV show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, so
So this
sorry,
was
go ahead.
the no, you're fine. So this was the early stages of their boom, I guess, so to say. Well, Miss Kardashian West at the time had
Mhm.
got on Snapchat and was like, "Oh, FOMO, they're leaving me. I just got a spray tan and I can't go out." She was dripped in diamonds. She was showing off a ring. She had a grill in her mouth. She had a necklace. She had all of this stuff. And it was estimated that there was about $10 million worth of jewelry that she had with her. Well, Lil Sugar posted just a tainch bit too much, and the good robbers, the grandpa gang, came in, found out where she was at, tied up her and the concierge man, the front desk man, and she had on a diamond ring that was 4 carats. But they also got a number of other jewelry, as they estimated it might have been like $10 million worth of jewelry that she had stolen from her. And the reason they was able to pinpoint where she was at was, again, of what she had, let me say jewelry wise, because she had posted it all. But then too, I think it came to determine that the grandpa gang had some kind of connection to the driver, and was it the baggage man?
I don't know about the baggage man.
The
I
brother.
just knew about
He was the brother
oh,
of the driver.
the brother of the driver.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did because again, me and French language.
So you really and really you had to kind of really pay attention to it. I think the subtitles got maybe a little bit, they was a little bit more on the third final episode. And again with the little broken English, they was talking. But, she had posted all of this stuff, and it is because of her oversharing, the jewelry, where she was at, where they were going, like they were going to a restaurant. So it was like everything, and again, they was filming the show. So everything was being filmed, and again, Kendall's there doing her first fashion runway show. So
Yeah.
it was just really like a lot that was going on. And so it really boiled down to, like, the people was like, "Oh, well, that's what she get for oversharing. She shouldn't be oversharing." And people really were kind of blaming her, saying that, if you hadn't have been posting, people wouldn't have known what you had and where you were at. People
Yeah.
again thinking they was kind of like attention seeking. So again, it was, as Bertha say, that was a steam set out by Todd.
Okay.
They were
Will
just
come with you with that bull.
do it. It was just like a scam. So the people really, I would say a good 70% of the folks really didn't have no compassion for what.
Yeah, because it was all keep in mind that they're doing a reality show and this is all being recorded.
Right,
So people were telling, I think it was one of the producers was saying that they were like, is this something that you set up? They was like, why would I set up something like this? Like, why would I even do this?
right,
Everything, because when it comes to reality shows and just anything in general, reality, social media, all of it, you want an aha factor or a wow factor and
right.
all of those things. So, her allegedly, at that time getting
Mhm,
robbed would be like, this is something for them. This is a storyline for them. This is what they're going to be talking about the whole season. This is going to be a great storyline. How is everybody going to feel about that? How is she
right.
going to be saved? Does she feel like what's going to be the after effects of that? And I'm saying alleged because I'm saying at the time, but obviously we know now that apparently
Mhm.
it was true. But
And so, and my question, well, it was a few things. And the little prankster guy that was running around that caused the pranks and was trying to kiss her butt or something, and they tackled his ass down. The little concierge man, now he was kind of giving me shaky and shiesty vibes or whatever. But what was really funny was the lady that was walking them streets, baby, and found that cross pinned to that necklace and put it on and said, "Not giving this back. I found this. You got to come get it from me, kid."
I was so intrigued though because like I didn't really follow. I honestly didn't really follow the case or anything like that. But I was really intrigued by how like the French do their judicial system. Like to me, because you never really know. Because I know they made references that like she definitely dressed the part of what she's supposed to dress like.
Oh
Going
yeah,
into a
when she
French
came to
court,
court. Yeah.
and yeah. So like, I was like so they, like, have, like, a whole, I guess, vibe situation going on when it goes to their courts or whatever. So, that was all very, 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 like, interesting to me because I did wanna know that. Something else that was interesting to me is the fact that the name of the hotel or not the name of the hotel is No Name, and
And she was in room
that
7,
kinda
building 7 or something. I just remember seeing a 7. And I was like, why would
I'm
you?
like, so you really have a hotel that they call No Name because it's so discreet and they don't have like a bellboy or they don't have anything that you would normally see in a high end because it's all about privacy and secrecy. So you're not supposed to know that one, this is even a hotel, and two, you're not supposed to know who actually stays there. So I thought all of that was very interesting. And then I was like, I wonder how much something like that costs, and can I at least go for one night? And
But it looked like a glorified Airbnb. Let's just call a thing a thing.
yeah,
It to
or
me,
maybe like an apartment or something.
yeah, it looked like a
Yeah.
glorified apartment that, again, somebody probably just bought several of them. And again, you had to, and you know what? I may Google that later on today to kind of see No Name Hotel and see what the price runs. But I thought, and then what was interesting also is, okay, she went back, got on the plane. Kanye there with her. The mom was like, you need to get help, maybe some post traumatic, She was all concerned about that. Kim was like, I just need to be, I just need to be. That about the only time I seen North give her a hug and act like she really loved her. But, and even though North was kind of young back then. But again, what was interesting was shortly after that, then she decides she wants to be a baby lawyer and go to law school.
Yeah.
Cause see how all of it just kind of popped up, I guess so to say. At
And
that,
and first of all, they may have said No Name Hotel, but Wikipedia gave me a name, and it says it's a type of large townhouse at 7 route to whatever. Because I don't speak French, and I'm not gonna even try to embarrass myself by trying to pronounce anything that looks like
I
is in
think the first
French.
one is it Rue RUE or something. The little couple of times I've been
Mm.
there, most of the streets kind of had like Rue E or whatever. And
Oh, Rue
again,
7 Rue. Oh, yeah, yeah, Rue Taunt whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought you was meaning the hotel, not the street. My bad.
Uh-uh,
Until you
uh-uh.
started saying, I was like, "Oh, she talking about the street. She ain't talking about the place." Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
look forward to.
apparently, it's not as much no name as they want it to be. I just can't pronounce it, but Wikipedia has it.
Does it come up with a price?
Actually, yeah. Right now I'm looking at the thing and it says, wait, is this the same one? No, that's not the same one. That's not the same one because that one is like $1,995, $94, I guess, a night.
How much?
1,994.
Interesting.
Very much so.
But then
And
she
then
saw
I may not be able to help myself anyway because if I look at this thing, it's probably gonna be in euros or something.
they
Then I'm
probably
gonna have to
they
convert.
probably converted over into US dollars. But all that to say is be careful what you, because if Kim Kardashian can get robbed of $10 million, and I thought about this too. I know she worth a whole lot of money, but did she take every piece of jewelry she had over there?
And they said that was euro amount. The US amount I think is like $6 million.
Still, and I know she had a lot of money and still has a lot of it. But you took a lot of that's a lot of jewelry you took over there. Like you should have had
Yeah, well,
security.
I think sometimes when you go to like these fashion weeks, some places like loan you out these jewelry so you can spotlight it and highlight it when you're sitting, especially on the front row of the fashion show. So
Mm.
that's probably a combination. It's probably a combination of a lot of things because I think a designer did give her some items.
And
Um
I'm quite sure they're a little bit pissed right now because that stuff was good and stolen. So none of it was returned. We know that
Yeah.
cross necklace wouldn't. And so the 4 carat of it's not 4 carat. Was it 4 carat? The 4 carat diamond ring probably had to be broken down into small little pieces for it to be for anything for it to be sold. And that makes me, because if you think about it now, I see why some celebrities value their privacy because they don't post everything.
Yeah.
And that would be the reason why, because we do have some lunatics in the world that are just ready for prime opportunity to come in and steal your stuff. So that's why, and I mean, I do feel bad for it, but I think they profited off of it. You see what I'm saying? That kept
Yeah,
people
like
intrigued.
now they were was that the concierge? I think that was the concierge that was on in the documentary or whatever, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So what I found interesting, it was like 9 years. How you gonna wait 9 years before they even try to like do the trial and all this stuff? So they were like very, very annoyed. It did come to find out that the driver was not charged. Well, I take it back. The driver was charged, but the driver was found not guilty because a lot of people were pissed off that they were like, oh yeah, she doesn't go out when such and such happened. They were like, so why would they just, in which it did make me think, like, if they knew that she was going to be there and that she was there, why would they want to do something when they could have just waited? Well, that was, I think, the night before they was getting ready to leave, but they could have waited another time when they may not have been there or something like that. Like, why wait
Right.
till she's, still there and do anything when you could have did something while they were all gone, to be perfectly
Mhm.
honest.
But I think
So I
too,
think
it
that made
was,
it interesting.
yeah, and it was probably an opportunity to say they robbed her, had her tied up, boogered up, and all of that stuff. And it was wrong. Like that other day, the concierge said, I don't know, did he tell her, calm down, like quiet, they gonna kill us or something. He was like, quit all
I think
that.
he was
Yeah,
just
we didn't
annoyed with the
people
whole thing, but he did give me like a little kind of sketchy vibes or whatever.
he
But
did. He gave sketchy.
now most of the people, I think out of the 10, 8 were found guilty. I think that was correct, and they were given somewhere between like 7 or 8 years. But the fact that they said that they were old and therefore did not have to serve, like they suspended all the sentences because it was like they're old, they have health conditions. We don't want them to go to jail.
So if you old and you got health conditions, seem like that's the place to go.
Oh. And also, like Mila said earlier, like the jury was never recovered, from my understanding, and the insurance company paid her for the missing jury. So it seemed to be a win-win for everybody, with the exception of the insurance company.
True.
They spent some time in jail and all that stuff, but like I said,
Not a
their sentence was suspended. I think more they probably did more anticipating, because keep in mind these people were already like, oh, that was like, yeah, like their grandpas, all that stuff. Like these are like older guys, so to wait 9 more years, like they're older, like at that point, like I'm just saying, 41 today and the 50 later on, like, come on. And
uh-uh.
not saying that's old. They're not saying that's old, but I'm just saying.
They like, we gonna say
Like,
this
that's
part to
that's different
somebody
step.
else. Yeah. They were
Okay,
like,
that's a different step. So
yeah.
the fact that they did not go back to jail and nobody had to spend additional time in jail is mostly hilarious to me, because I'm like, how are y'all like they're old? And they was like, that's the French judicial system. Like,
Hey,
they're
you
like, you
old.
old.
Go home.
Why should we punish you and you're old? There's no need for us to punish you because you're old. Like,
That's what the people said. That's what they said.
that was so bizarre to me.
But watch it if you feel inclined to watch the subtitles and, like really pay attention. Kim did kind of, get mad because she was like, I got to watch this with the sub.
Because I was like, we could have just went ahead and watched the whole Netflix thing about Ruth and Boaz or whoever. I don't know who them people are either. I don't know the name of that movie, but I was like, it's only an hour and 33 minutes.
Well,
And
and
now you got me watching the extra 45 minutes or something that I'm like, this is subtitles.
but
So
it was
yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, very interesting.
Very
Because
interesting.
I haven't I haven't cared about the Kardashians in a long time because I only like Courtney. And I still only like Courtney.
That's the one married to Travis.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. She's the one that has. I feel like out of all of them, got some sense.
Yeah,
Out of the
she's
older ones.
yeah.
Out of the older
So
ones, I feel.
and she also, I think she's the only one that maybe Rob did too. I think Rob may have graduated, but I think she's the only one that actually went to college and graduated as well. So
Because she went down there to
shout out to
Texas or
Courtney.
somewhere.
No, she was at Arizona State. I mean Arizona State, University of Arizona. One of them things in Arizona.
Oh, I don't know why I thought
I'll
she was
tell
down there
you
in
exactly.
Austin or somewhere. Well, kudos to her.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you where she went. Cause that can segue into something else. So let me just go ahead and tell you where the lovely, yeah, University of Arizona is
Hmm.
where she went. Yep, she graduated. I remember her from the Cattle show, reality TV show. I used to watch that. So like before the Kardashians became like the sex tape, pre-sex tape Kardashians, I believe it was probably, yeah, I think it was pre-sex tape. They had like Cattle Ranch or something along those lines,
Really?
and she was on it. Mhm. What was
I
the
didn't
name of
know
that?
that.
I gotta find the name of that show because she was on that and Filthy Rich Cattle Drive. Yeah, that was back in 2005.
Hmm.
So she's the first intro to the Kardashians outside of, they did it. So she was the first like reality entrance to that, and she was one of the people on there. And I liked her then because
Hmm.
she didn't mind actually like doing like some of the other people complained, but that's why like when people complain about Courtney now and say Courtney doesn't want to do anything, Courtney did a lot. Like Courtney
Right.
was out there with the cows and all that stuff. She wasn't really complaining like some of those other people were complaining.
She's not afraid to get out there.
Yeah. Courtney feels like she has worked and she doesn't need to work anymore because she has the money.
I
It's
get with
not
that.
like, yeah. So I think people forget that part. But we'll go ahead and segue over to, since we're
Mr. Man
speaking of
from
colleges,
to the T, yes, and the what?
because I don't really know anything as it relates to what they do because I don't think I've ever been to one of their games. So I'm not as familiar with them as I am to A&M and ASU.
Well, I know a little bit about because I went to the game, but nonetheless, they're HBCU. And you know what? Whitney said the children are the future. And there's always been a little
Well,
squishy about which kids are the future. But I believe that bunch die now when the good we don't even know what group
now the oh my,
on something
fearless
true.
debaters or something,
Yeah,
or unfearless
endless debater.
debaters or something like that.
When they took their card table up to the Tennessee State University quad or whatever yard they got on down there, and they decided they want to sit up shop down there and thought they would go get them children all riled up and they were going to be fussing and fighting and they were going to have some good commentary or some good footage to put on the Fox News and other sources. Them children said, not today. Hit the road, Jack. Gone. You've got the security people. Gone. Children escorted them out of the campus to the exit. Didn't cause no foolishness. They stood their ground. I'm proud of them babies. Cause see, what these fearless debaters are call themselves doing now.
Yeah.
See, after that incident at the Utah college,
Mhm.
and then after that, then they started wanting to uh, call in bomb threats to the HBCUs. So I guess they figured, well, they said they didn't know TSU was a HBCU. Anybody
Yeah,
that
that's what I see.
they done look like they done been in Nashville and they done probably been near the school several times for whatever. They know what TSU was about when they went down there. And they was slick mad that they didn't get the reaction that they wanted. And that's why I say we gonna be all right with them children if they continue on the path that they on, because we tired. And one thing for sure, and two things for certain. What is they Gen Z? Is that what this generation is?
I would think so. Yeah, probably
Gen
Gen Z.
Z.
Yeah, probably
One
so.
thing about these Gen Z kids, they don't care. They gonna get you told. This ain't your old black folks back in the day. This is a new set. And they with the shits right about now. And so I highly advise the fearless debaters to find them a debate team on their college and leave our kids alone. Cause they minded their business. It was a lovely day. They was getting their lesson.
And it was
So
like 3 o'clock. Leave them people alone. 3 o'clock on a Tuesday. Leave them people alone.
leave them alone.
Oh no, Wednesday.
Leave them alone. It was a beautiful
So
day. Leave
so
them alone.
I of course made a TikTok, and because I kept seeing comments like in the news stories and every time the story got posted, and people were like, "Oh my goodness, they're so violent. They're so violent." And I kept asking what exactly was violent, because to me, if it was violent, those people would have not have been able to walk out on their own. And people were like, "Oh my goodness, you're promoting violence." I said, by asking a question, because I'm just telling you what I'm trying to explain to you and trying to figure out what makes them violent. And the only conclusion I can come up with was that, are you just saying they're violent because it's black? They're black students? Because I didn't see anything else. And people are like, they threatened them, they got in their face, they did this, they did that. And I'm like, send me the video. Show me the video, because people are saying that they were threatening them with a screwdriver, and I'm like, I didn't see anything. Mind you, I'm an equal opportunity person. I have seen videos from what I believe to be TSU students, and I have also seen the video from the two MAGA people, from the fearless debaters. I've seen videos from both of them, and I didn't see this scenario of this screwdriver, and
I saw
nobody has
nothing
still.
but poster boards being thrown at them or hit their car. Ain't nobody seen no screwdriver. Them kids don't even
And they
know
were
how to
saying them,
use a screwdriver
I
either.
was exactly. I'm like, why would one of those kids have a screwdriver on campus? Like, they're not moving anything. Come on. Like, I don't know how TSU dorms or anything. Like, I'm not, like I said, I'm not as familiar with TSU as I am um A&M, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State when it comes to like dorms and stuff like that. I'm familiar with both of those, but, or at least I was. Let me just say that. But there is no way in my head that I'm like, I'm glad you brought that up. Why would they have a screwdriver? That is the most oddest thing. There is grown people that do not have a screwdriver. So are you saying a college student out of the blue has a screwdriver? I'm so confused by that. Like, are you sure it wasn't an ink pen or something? Like, because that's about as much as you probably gonna get with them. Because I just don't see them doing this. And I still say, like, and somebody mentioned, they was like, well, they nothing happened to them because they were escorted by police. And I'm thinking to myself, no, if somebody mentioned, they was like, it was 3 police officers, you don't think them students could have took them if they wanted to? Yes, you could have. If the January 6th overpowered the police, the TSU students could have too, and to get to 2 people, they was only looking to get to 2 people. They could have just divided and conquered. They weren't trying to get to all the representatives and all the senators and everything like the January 6th people were. So I'm just saying. So what are you talking about? So then people are like, they have a low graduation rate because I guess they measure graduation by 6 years or whatever. We don't know people's story. The people that I do know, they all graduated from TSU. The people that I know that went to TSU graduated from TSU. Not only did they graduate from TSU, there are several of them that have went on to other colleges and graduated from graduate degree programs that weren't also at TSU as well. So I don't know what you're trying to say. Well, I know what you're trying to say, but I'm just saying, don't do that.
Don't play
because
us.
some of y'all probably ain't went to not damn school in the first place.
No, they down at that
So
private school.
what's your graduation rate?
They ain't going. They riding there, going in private schools. They ain't doing their work and stealing their parents' pain pills. Let's call a thing a thing. Tell us what you learning down there at school. Tell us if you got to school on your own merit. Tell us that, because clearly, if you was supposed to been in school, you'd have been at the library getting your lesson instead of down there trying to antagonize them children down there at the TSU. Sit down
Okay.
somewhere.
And people are like, oh my goodness, they don't even graduate in 4 years. It does not matter when people graduate.
What do you even
We
graduate in
do not
4
know
years?
people's life. My roommate and good friend, my old college roommate and good friend, who's actually an attorney, practicing attorney. She did not graduate when she was supposed to graduate either, only because she was adult. She had a couple majors, and if you know anything about anybody that's a music major, baby, you all them hours that you got to put in with that music for you to get one credit. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
That
Hey,
girl had that girl had to have so many hours of practice in, and she got one credit or half of a credit,
and let me
baby.
tell you something.
So
It took
listen,
me fine because I played around in school and partied and did a whole bunch of foolishness. But look at me now. I graduated
okay,
and got my master's. So therefore,
exactly,
degrees and college numbers don't matter. Even the smartest folks graduate ain't got jobs. It don't matter.
yeah.
It don't
And
matter.
like I said, you don't know anyone's situation
That
of why you don't know anyone's situation. Maybe they took time off. Maybe they came back. There is no like, it does not matter what that has to do with anything. And then they're like, oh my goodness, people just don't want to debate. If I'm coming outside of my dorm or outside of my class at 3 o'clock, the last thing I want to see after HBCUs have been threatened is somebody walking around with them red caps on. That's going to be the last thing I want to see. And people have an expectation like, because some people were like, I wish they would have they gave them what they wanted. I was like, not necessarily gave them what they want. I'm like, these people are between the ages of 17 and 22. What are 17 and 22-year-olds doing? They're pulling out their cell phone and talking trash. I get it. I'm not expecting anything else. I'm not expecting anything else. I'm sorry that y'all have so many expectations for people in that age group. I don't care what color, race, ethnicity. I'm all going to be expecting the same thing. I'm expecting you to pull out your phone and talk trash. That's the only thing I'm ever going to be expecting you to do as a 17-year-old. I'm not, because people are like, walk away. I can walk away. There are situations where it happened in college and I walked away and all of this stuff, but everybody ain't me. And I'm not faulting nobody for taking out their cell phone and talking trash to nobody for coming to their campus. I'm not going to fault them for that.
let me
That
tell you
is
something.
normal. That is normal behavior across all social economics, all races, ethnicities. I'm not going to penalize them kids for that. So that's why I'm like, I'm confused because again, no one has yet to show me where anybody threatened anybody. Now, if somebody threatens somebody, now that is violent.
Mm-hmm.
And that could, but at the same time, no one has shown that to me. And let's just be clear, even if you show it to me and it's one person, that does not speak for the whole TSU. And I do not like the fact that people don't understand that. It does not speak for the whole entire college. It
Mm-hmm.
speaks for that individual. I can't stand when people are like, oh, those kids, because when I tell you, those people have called me the N word on TikTok. They have
Mm.
told me I was a racist. They told me I was a bad role model. And to that, I'm gonna pay them in dust. Like I'm talking about it on here, but I ain't gonna talk about it on TikTok. The only reason why I won't talk about it there is because they gonna make me be real petty, and I don't want to do that.
Don't go there, Miss Sophia.
Because I also don't know who they are. And they don't have like pictures and stuff like that. Like if I probably had some pictures and I know, cause see, I need to know my enemies. So because I don't know them, I just won't respond back to them. Plus, I feel like they just want to gaslight me and they just want, and gaslight everybody. And I don't want to give them that pleasure. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to, but I still stand by if other than I appreciate the student body as a whole.
I do too.
The fact that they really, to me, trained themselves, and people were like, they called them thugs. They did all of this stuff. And I'm like, these people came to school for education and to further their career, further their future and all this stuff. They did not come there to get felonies. I know y'all, some of y'all like felonies, red cap people, because clearly you voted for one. But
That part.
let me go ahead, because you know what? These people that made me mad.
Will it in. You know what? Save it. Say the thing is, TSU student body, we are proud of you. We are proud of you. Y'all held y'all own stage, y'all was 10 toes down, was like, get out of here with that. So you know what? You are commended for doing that. So high five to y'all. Next
Yes.
topic.
Now, well, let me just say this last thing. The last thing I want to say, because people are like, well, they're public university, da 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 da, people can come there. No, faculty and students and people that are supposed to be there can come there. I am Black. I can't just walk up to TSU and try to go there and be like, let me be on their campus, because trust me, I have tried and I've had to show all kind of things, and I went there to volunteer. So it's not anything to do with, for as I'm concerned, anything racial, anything, because I identify as Black.
Right.
In case you didn't know, I identify as Black, and I can't always get on campus at TSU back in the day when I was trying to. There's plenty of times that me and my friend tried to get on Alabama State University campus, and sometimes you gotta lie, but unless you lie, you ain't sometimes getting on there. I'm just saying, or exaggerate the truth. We didn't lie, we exaggerated the truth. That's what I'm gonna go with. We made the truth inconvenient.
Next topic. So she incriminate herself, then her mama gonna be calling her. Next topic. Since we on stupidness with the fearless debaters, as they call themselves, their commander-in-chief decided.
Oh, okay.
He think he's smart, carries on. He think the folks that sabotaged him at the United Nations with the elevator not working and the teleprompter when he don't even use the damn thing anyway. Well, he took it upon his little silly self, his little orange self, to there's a wall in the White House, I guess, in the corridor, when you're walking down the hallway, and there's pictures of the presidents. Well,
no, this happened, I think, at the White House.
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
I think this happened at the White. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the White House walls, hallway, whatever it is. I don't know where it was leading to. He decides, because he petty. He petty and ain't even petty in a good way. He petty and just stupid. He decides he gonna replace Joseph Biden picture with an autopen on the wall at the White House.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I got my thought.
And this is, some of y'all folks out there are co-workers with some of his supporters. Could be, come our viewers, you could be one of his supporters. But that man is childish. There's no way in this good universe that God created that a president should be acting like a kid and change the former president picture and replace it with an auto pen that signs his name. Because presidents, they do a lot of signing, so it's easier to have something to sign your signature. Because we know he got one. He ain't writing no Sharpie all day, every day. Because one thing we know he gonna do is go golf.
Okay. And he got to use his hands for golf, so I know he ain't just signing stuff.
He signed when he first got in. Cause remember, when he was signing, baby, like he was signing permission slips. He was just signing away.
Like he was signing permission slips.
He was just signing. He was on the road signing. Now he want to be petty and replace Joseph Biden picture. That, my friends, is what the president of the United States of America, who gets mad at people and do foolishness like that who don't know but about 5 words. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to be the best that it ever has been. Somebody's in big trouble. Somebody's in big trouble. Now, the elevator wouldn't, it could have killed us. Now the teleprompter don't work. Luckily, I got it by memory. You don't even memorize half the stuff that you do. You don't even know what's going on.
Well, he just know bigly, huge, low IQ. Like, let me tell you this.
He's a
So
kid. He's a big old kid.
So I've been like debating this for a while because to me, I feel like even though people don't, well, the other people don't like her, and sometimes people, on her side don't necessarily like her like that, Jasmine Crockett. However, I would love for her to be able to run, possibly win, things of that nature, because I feel like she's a strong voice. However, and this is about to be sad because I don't like when people do this. I don't like when people lump everybody together. And, I don't like when we have to or we feel like we got to place everything on our shoulder. And I don't want her to disrespect the office, and I don't think she will. So, low key, I'm thinking that Gavin may need to be the next president because I feel like if Gavin is the next president, Orange or Cheeto will be the portrait, and I'm gonna be okay with that. He
Cause you
would
know
definitely
what?
put a Cheeto or Orange right there and be like, I got you.
And I'm like, and let me tell you, Gavin was my shout out a while back. Cause let me tell you, Gavin is matching his pettiness. Gavin is doing everything. Thank you, because as a 4547 like to say, thank you for your attention to this matter. And Gavin is right there with the bullshit. So I like Gavin. I think Jasmine gonna get him. Cause see, when she get in there in that good building where they be at and telling that stuff, and they gonna get smart with her. And just like she got beach, what she call it, bleach bun, bad bitch, whatever she called her, it's gonna,
Bleach bun, bad built. I think that's what it is.
yeah. He go, she gonna get him told. And also too, the man when oh my god, when whatever her name is, Laura Loomer, who was talking about Jasmine, that she was
Mm.
in the chambers trying to say something. High five to the representative, baby, that was an auctioner, and he went down there. 35, 45, 75, 85. You didn't hear that? Go back and
I know that she said something about, Jasmine and all this stuff. I know but I
she
haven't heard
was
the words. I only just seen like her, like, I guess Twitter or whatever
Mm-mm.
she's on.
I'm gonna have to find
Yeah.
that video because that man, she was in there yelling about something. I don't know if that was the same week that the Tylenol stuff came out or what. I don't know,
Mm,
but she was trying to take over that representative time talking, and he went straight into auction mode and was talking real fast. And then, because he overtalked her, because they like to overtalk people. And
mhm.
so he overtalked her, so she just polite, went on out the room. But, let's just say this. We know our president is not the brightest crayon in the box, nor the
Mm-mm.
brightest light bulb.
And we know that he don't like the brightest light bulbs either, because he said the educated people don't like me, and they all laugh. And I said, "Oh, they're not smart. They're not educated. Because why are you laughing at that? He's talking about y'all, and y'all don't even understand that." By the way, she said, "Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body." That's a lot of bees.
And she came with that. She came with it so effortlessly.
Exactly.
So we know she gonna come back for them, all of them. And again, that's why and for anybody to sit here and think that that is okay for the sitting president to replace a portrait of the president with an auto pen is terrible. Anybody that thinks that it's okay to say, don't feel sorry for him, he get what he deserved because he's fighting cancer, that's terrible. That is not.
And yet and still those same people were upset about somebody passing away, and people even quoting their statements, but yet and still you have this person that they love and admire that basically did the same thing. The only difference is one person is alive and the other person isn't, and they have no problem with that.
Well, and
And
that,
they see not one issue with that.
well, and I think too is their Bible is a little different from the regular Bible that people have, the original King James Version. Because one thing for sure and two things for certain. The Bible ain't changed. The Bible been the same, baby, for centuries, for years, however long. That Bible ain't changed. But the people that claim to be Christians, again, this is why you have to be careful with who you say is a Christian and who you following, because there are false prophets out there. There are people that take the Christian words and twist them up. Because if you loving your neighbor just as God loved you, you wouldn't be acting like this. You wouldn't be
They're
doing that.
probably reading from the God Bless the USA Bible by Trump. I'm just saying. The one endorsed by Trump. That's probably, and I can't believe I said his name because I normally just say current. Oh my goodness.
And that he the one that called it he the one called it 2 Corinthians back in the day.
And don't even have a favorite Bible verse. You just, and I don't get me wrong, the Bible is personal. Your religion is personal. I get all of that. This is what, because even, and I know we're not really going to talk about it, but even in his statement as it related to the situation that happened to the Mormon church in Michigan, uh Jesus Latter Day
Jesus
Jesus
Christ of
Christ
Latter-day Saints.
Latter Day Saints, yeah. He said there's attack on Christianity, and out of everything that I am, I'm black, I'm a woman, I'm overweight, like all of those things, and I am a Christian. I feel like that's the one thing that doesn't really even ever get discussed to me. Like, so I feel like out of everything, that's the one thing that I've never really just had somebody like be negative about. Other than this one person, I won't say their name, but I feel like everything else, like people get talked about, people, and um I don't feel like Christians get the low end of everything. I think that the issue happens to be people expectations, and a lot of time Christians have expectations that are not realistic. So their disappointment is going to be a lot harder because their goals and their dreams was unrealistic. I understand as a Christian that there's other religions that's out here in the world. There's other people and beliefs and all of these things. So therefore, there's nothing for me to be disappointed by because I completely understand that and I respect that, just like I want you to respect my belief. So I
Mhm.
never feel like I'm getting crucified or anything like that for being a Christian because I, as a Christian, understand there's other religions. I don't say, you're not a Christian, you can't talk to me. No,
Right.
that's not even the way that you should be. So I never really have that issue. And I think the people that are having that issue, they seem to have an unrealistic view of what a Christian is and an unrealistic view of themselves.
Mhm.
Because there's literally like I saw this video a lot of this person, and don't get me wrong, it could be a skit, but I don't think it was. Where they asked uh would Jesus be accepted? The person said they were Christian, and they was like, would Jesus be accepted? And they were like, if they had their papers. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, and this is like a Christian, like part of being a Christian is Christ, Jesus Christ, Christian.
Again.
And now you're saying that, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that there's a lot of differences of Christianity that people have. Um, and nobody is really, I would never crucify anybody religion or say anything about anybody religion. Like, your faith is your faith. And, long as you're doing the best that you can, I'm not going to judge you.
Mhm.
Your walk is your walk.
True. Thanks.
I ain't always like, I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. There's no way that I can be like, oh, you should do things better. You should do the XYZ when I'm not perfect myself. So, but a lot of people have a lot of expectations. And I think that's where they get disappointed and
Mhm.
they feel like they're being attacked because someone is holding a mirror up to them and saying, examine yourself. And that makes them feel attacked and makes them feel like they're a victim and makes them feel like this, that, and the third, they're oppressed or whatever. And that's on them.
Mhm.
They need to actually get in the Bible for real, because this whole thing about, not accepting and not being okay with immigrants and this, that, and the third, and thinking you're better than black people or, Mexicans or, Colombians and Cubans and all
Mhm.
of this stuff. Like that's not Christianity.
Right.
So maybe you're something else that's not a Christian. And maybe you need to come to terms with it. You either need to come to terms with what's actually in the Bible and not, it said lean not into your own understanding. And then some of these people that you trying to go to, their understanding ain't good either.
They leading
So,
you astray.
okay.
Mm.
So I don't know. I just feel so passionate about everything that we're talking about tonight. If you can't tell, I'm talking more than I ever talk,
Go off, sis.
because people been making me mad.
I see. I
Yes.
see. I see. Okay.
But no, seriously though, like would the next, even if it's not Gavin, even if it's not Jasmine, like, would we give the person a pass if they put a Cheeto or orange as the portrait? I'm just asking. Would you give them a pass?
If it depending on who that next one is, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Even if it's just for
And
a hot minute and they put it, for a hot minute, they put it up there just to say, ha
yeah, think about this. You remember the place that we used to work at and the April's Foods that they would do? If they just did it on April's Food Day, it would make me happy.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It would
Even
make me
if they,
happy.
they just did it for a week, like soon as they get in office and they put it up there and just to show, like one could be an orange and then the other one can be a Cheeto. It could be something. I'm here for it.
Me
I
too.
am here for it because you know what? Play silly games, silly prizes. So
Yep.
I'm here for it. So hopefully Gavin get in there and so he can do it. And if not, I'm all here for him if he was to get a frame and put it on there at the state office in California, state building, and where they had a president. Because I'm assuming they probably had a president picture in the state office, or
I
Capitol
don't
building.
know.
I'm going to ask somebody. Anyway, for a day, I'll put that up there for the press conference. I'll put that up there. I would.
Any other thoughts about that bottle pen?
No, that's it. That's it.
So, the last topic before the shout out is going to be don't date Young Thug, because he doesn't want you to go to therapy.
Well, that's it. That's all. You know what? We really can't. Ma'ams, Miss Ladies out there in the world. I know it's hard in this dating field. Trust me. We know this. But don't get you a young man that don't even want you to better yourself mentally. And he feels like he's less of a man if you go to therapy. You know what? That is your cue to exit stage left. He don't want you better. He don't want you better. He don't want you improving yourself because it shows that he don't want no improvement. So you know
Okay,
what?
because he knows that you probably improve, you might leave him.
You'll see
Because
your your
who
eyes
will
will be
want you
open.
to go to therapy? Who is that insecure with themselves that they're like, you know what? My masculinity is gonna be emasculated if you decide to. I'm gonna be emasculated if you decide to go to therapy, because
Yo,
that makes me less of a man. How is that making you less of a man?
and you know what? For Chatty Patty, that had a lot to say when he was down there in them prisons on them phone calls, that should have been her cue there. See, if he talking about everybody in prison, just think of what he'll talk about outside. And clearly, he done got outside that prison, them 4 walls, and got on somebody's good podcast and said, "My girlfriend go to therapy. I feel less than a man." Fucker, you need to be in therapy. You got some unhealed shit that you ain't even healed from. Let's discuss
Okay,
that.
you'll be less. You'll be less of a boyfriend dealing with me to
That
tell me
part.
I can't go to therapy,
Tell
but
me
you
what
will
I
not
can't
be.
do, baby. Soon as he said that, deuces. Cause he wants you to be dependent on him. See that there is called controlling. That there is he
Hmm.
wants you depend on him and go to him for everything. He don't know nothing. He don't know enough because he got in jail. He got booking all these shows and programs that they have on the television shows you what you don't need to do to go to jail. But yet and still, he decided to go and do all of that stuff and he ended up in jail. And therefore, you want to be with a man that tells you don't go to therapy. Okay. We'll see you on when if Jada them get the red table thing back up, or
Red table talk.
one of these shows you get on somebody podcast in the next 5 years, next 2 years. In the next
Call us, Young Thug. We'll interview you. We'll interview you.
who, Young Thug or Mariah Stein?
Both of them.
Well, somebody.
Both of them. Both of
And this is the thing here. And I ain't gonna stay on my soapbox long because I'm hungry.
them.
This gonna be on. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. This is the thing here. It's that as a society, we look up to the wrong people. And we envy the wrong people when they in these relationships and we think they're perfect together. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes and what they're saying. And when they say their thoughts out loud, that's scary. That is scary because that means nobody is in his world or his inner circle has not told him the benefits of going to therapy and what it can do. Whether you come from a good home or you come from a shitty home or just life in general and you experience things,
Okay. Yeah.
you need therapy, you know. And we listen to these celebrities and these rappers say stuff. They not clinical. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing outside of what they do every day and who they surround themselves with. And so we have to be careful of who we take information from.
Yeah.
And especially if you're in a relationship with someone that does not want you to better yourself, that's a
Yeah.
red flag there. That is a red flag. And it's scary that he says that he feels less than a man because she's going to therapy. You can't go to no man for everything that's going
Okay.
on or questions that you make. What if the girl got questions about menopause? What the hell he gonna tell her?
And then all the issues that he was talking about, I did all this, I think, for Gunna. Like, you need to go talk to them about how you feel about Gunna because you said you got betrayed and you did all of this for Gunna. You need therapy yourself.
Let me tell you, Gunna.
And I know sometimes we be in a situation and we can't always see what we need because we're in it. But I'm telling you, Young Thug, you need to go to therapy. You and Mariah need to go to therapy separately and as a couple if y'all want to be together. And I stand on it.
And that's on, as the man said, that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Leave, baby girl. You got your own money. Leave. That man is going to hinder you, and he does not want to see, unless he don't want to see you grow. And I feel that. That man,
Yeah.
that's not a safe, uh to me, that's not a safe relationship. I know you held him down when he was gone away and all that other stuff. But he done got out and honey, he talking like he ain't got the good sense that King Jesus gave him. And I want you to run, beloved. Ain't cause really, what we got to talk about Chatty Patty? He done talked enough. Let me tell you, Gunna, what he has done, he done lost weight. He know what he doing. He better in himself. Leave it alone, baby girl. That's it. That's all.
So, Meela, for episode number 37 of Real Lifeish Friends podcast, who are you shouting out for episode number 37?
Shout out to the people when you know better, you do better, and you decide that you need therapy, and you're not afraid to ask for help because you should be commended because you realize that the stigma of going to get help and counseling is we can't always pray it away. God has
Yeah.
placed people in these certain careers that can help you. And it doesn't
Yep.
necessarily mean that you are just going bananas. You just need someone to talk to that is
Mhm.
non-biased, that don't know everything, that can help you with some coping skills. So I
Yeah.
shout out everybody that has been to therapy, that is currently in therapy, and if you're considering therapy, go for it. You ain't got nothing to lose. They ain't gonna report you because you don't win. They ain't gonna go on social media and tell people you came to them for therapy. Go. Don't listen to these celebrities that got money and they ain't necessarily happy.
Okay. Because plenty of them have committed suicide or, did some crimes,
Mm-hmm.
took somebody else's life. So, yeah.
Yep. And that's it. That's all. Thank you, people. We love you.
So, for episode number 37 of Real Life is Friend podcast, I'm one of your hosts, Kimberly.
Amila.
And peace up, A-Town.